Hey yo, I'm April. Welcome back to Outlife Yoga. This week we're going to be doing some movement focused on mindfulness, and our movement is going to have a soundtrack of Baroness, the Yellow and Green album, because it's so freaking pretty, and don't let that scare you off. It's totally badass. We're going to have a good time, but I definitely think this music sounds super pretty, so that's why I picked it, something that I really don't mind being mindful and absorbed in. A huge thanks to those guys in Baroness and their label Relapse for allowing me to use their music in this video. I do have their permission to do this. And I have also included links to their Bandcamp so that you can go and buy all their music and all of their stuff and be like, oh my gosh, Baroness is amazing. Yeah, I know, I told you so. Anyways, mindfulness, right? I have a confession to make. I used to be really all about like big music festivals, and then I was talking with my friends about why they're actually not super awesome. I mean, great, awesome, go to music festivals, but they're like, I don't know why you really like music festivals. For one thing, you don't have a very long attention span, so being in one place for the whole day is really hard for you. Large groups of people who are not huge fans can tend to be a little bit irritating. And, I'm vegan and I don't eat deep fried things, so I can never eat at this stuff, so I'm mostly hangry the whole time. The bands never get enough time to do their awesome things. I mean, anyway, yada, yada, yada. I was like, oh, you know what? You're right. I never actually enjoy the thing once I'm there as much as I like the idea of the thing. And I've never really even thought that much about it to really try to analyze the situation and what I really enjoy or don't enjoy about this festival thing. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And what was also cool was earlier that morning I was talking with another yoga friend of mine about how we experience things that we put into our body, like food and stuff. And she was like, oh, yeah, the more I think about drinking coffee and its effects on me, it's like, yeah, it's delicious. I love coffee, but then I feel all jittery and out of sorts. And I said, well, yeah, everybody talks about that, and I don't usually feel that way. But I don't drink coffee in the morning. I drink coffee when I start to slow down in the afternoon, usually around lunchtime. And she's like, oh, I wonder if that's because you don't have an empty stomach. And I was like, ooh, we should think about this. We should experiment and be really mindful about what these circumstances are. When we actually pay attention to the circumstances we put ourselves in and the things that we fuel ourselves with, it's amazing how different we can really experience those things, to notice what does and doesn't actually work for us so that we're, giving ourselves the best that we can in all respects. So we're going to do this thing today where we're going to do Sun Salutation B, a little bit modified, for 5 breaths in each pose. Don't be scared. Don't turn it off. Do the thing with me, please. I promise you, it's really awesome. Everybody's been telling me all week when I've been doing this how much they love it, how much they appreciate the opportunity. So we're going to play with that and just kind of twist up and be present in our bodies and our breath and our yoga and the Baroness. Awesome. It's going to be great. I'm excited. I will meet you right over there on the mat. So we're going to start off by doing some cat-cows. It's a really good way just to start connecting your breath and your body and really getting into what feels good for you. So come onto your hands and knees into table pose and start breathing in as you drop the belly down, lift the gaze of your tailbone. Exhale, rounding into the spine and lift your belly button up. And go through this a couple of times. Inhaling cow pose, exhaling cat pose, and continue moving in between these shapes. And as you do so, start off with that idea of mindfulness, right? Like I'm kind of noticing my knees aren't in just the right space for this to feel really good in my body. You want to make sure that you're using the whole body in this shape. That you're using the hands all the way out into the fingers, that you're getting as much range of motion as you've got available in your body. And after you get yourself set up in just the right position to move through this a few times with your breath, inhaling, opening the front body, exhaling, opening up the back. Take one more round. Start to come back a little bit. I'm going to curl curl your toes under, that way your heels are higher. And we're gonna do a little bit of camel work. You're gonna have the hips back as you connect your left hand to your left heel, and then take the right arm up, push your hips forward. On your exhale, take the hips back, and inhale, left arm up, hips forward. Exhale, moving back to the other side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push back. Inhale it up. Exhaling back. We'll take this one more time. Deep breath in, half camel. Exhale back. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, move it back. Go ahead and untuck your toes. Come back into child's pose. Pushing out through your fingers and feeling your hips drawing back, and a nice long stretch through the spine. Exhale here. And as you inhale, pull yourself up into kind of a soft up dog shape. So leave your knees down. Still be strong in your arms. Just kind of let the back bend happen, letting your hips relax, letting your spine open up. Deep breath in here. And then curl the toes, press back, downward facing dog. Wiggle things out, find just the right placing for your feet. Spread the fingertips out. Deep exhale. Then move forward. Put that soft up dog again, so the knees might come down, lift your chest up. And as you exhale, pushing back, downward facing dog. Keep going in between. Inhale into up dog. Exhale into down dog. Now very important, make sure that you're leading this with a strong core. So you're lifting your belly up in up dog. Lift your belly up to go to down dog. A little extra core work, also nice and supportive. If you want to start coming through to the tops of the feet, you're welcome to. If you want to start keeping the thighs up in up dog, also welcome to do that. And one more time. Inhale, forward to your back bend. Exhale, pushing back, downward facing dog. Relaxing through the heels and the head. One more deep breath in here. Look forward. Step your feet up to the front of your mat, and when you get there, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, stand all the way up. And then bring the hands down into your heart. Go ahead and start by sitting back into your chair. Nice lifted spine, hips back behind your heels. As you inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to the flat spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to the top of your plank. And then move forward on your next exhale. It's lowering down chaturanga, which is its own pose. And then inhaling, upward dog. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Right away, stretch the right leg back and look forward. Step it up to your right hand. Take the left heel down, warrior one. As you exhale, planting the hands, stepping back, coming straight into downward facing dog. Then reach your left leg back, look forward, step that to the front of your mat. Right heel down, warrior one, both hips and shoulders forward. Planting the hands, stepping back. Again, downward facing dog. And stay here for a couple of breaths. Notice if you got any tense shoulders, I kind of did there. Just let them drop down, relax through your heels, take another round of breath. Look forward, step your feet up towards your fold, lift up, flat back. Exhale, fold down. And then sit back, come up into your chair. Relax the shoulders, stand up, straight legs, and then release the hands down into your heart. So, we're gonna do that for 5 breaths for each movement. That's gonna become kind of intense. And also 5 breaths is kind of a long time. And 1 breath, by the way, is 1 inhale and 1 exhale. So I'm gonna try to breathe with this. And I'm also gonna try not to talk a lot. One thing before we do it, I mentioned chaturanga as its own pose. So if your chaturanga needs to be on your knees so that you don't end up in chaturanga here, be chaturanga here with an open chest on your knees instead. Just way better all around. Good stuff. All right, let's sit back, chair pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And keep thinking of your own shape, your own body, making sure your toes are connected, your hips are sitting back, belly button is involved. One more deep breath in. And exhale. This time straighten the legs, stand up, extended Rotita Tadasana. Nice lift. Where's the weight in your feet? Are you lifting your shoulders up more than you need to? Are you just lifting your arms up, or are you really invested in a lift to this shape? At the end of your fifth exhale, fold down. Let yourself really relax into this fold. Now you might breathe at a completely different pace than I do, and that's awesome. So you feel free to move faster than I am, or maybe you're moving slower, you're going to need to catch up. At the end of your fifth breath, stretch the chest forward, flat back. This is a back bend. This does have the chest open, the shoulders drawing back. Your knees can be a little bit bent if that helps to support your body. Nice long spine. One more deep breath in, perhaps. At the end of your fifth exhale, go ahead and plant the hands down. Step back to the top of your plank. We'll be in plank for 5 breaths, and not plank here, right? Plank here with the hips up in line with the shoulders. Get your legs involved, get your feet involved. Use your knuckles and your fingerprints. And about 2 more breaths. As your things start to get interesting, take another deep breath in, move forward, exhale, chaturanga. And keeping the chest open. Try not to breathe too much faster. Third breath. Fourth breath. Ooh, need to catch my belly button. Fifth breath. And then move forward. Ooh, upward facing dog. Ah, that feels amazing. Okay. Keep breathing, keep lifting. Full body practice, remember. How does this feel on you? Where can you move or put your energy to make this a better pose for you? Deep breath in. Fifth exhale, curl the toes back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Little downward loving dog, soft heels, lifted hips, heavy heart and head. It's kind of easier to slow down the breath here. Next thing we'll do is stretch the right leg back and then look forward, step it up to the front of your mat, moving into Warrior One. Now in Warrior One, look down at your feet and make sure that you're not standing on a tightrope, right? If you have your legs totally crossed, you can't bring this back hip forward. And you definitely can't do it if the legs are crossed far behind. So find a little bit of width. Lift from the armpits. Get nice and low into that front knee. And at the end of your 5 breaths, you're going to plant the hands, go right back to downward facing dog, and spend another 5 breaths there. And we'll lift up through the backs of the legs, keeping the belly button active. See if you can create any more length in the low back by pushing the floor away. And deep breath in. Deep breath out. And stretch the left leg back. Look forward, step up into Warrior One. Finding your wide stance, a lifted chest. Get nice and low, commit to the shape. Don't let your right pinky toe come off of the floor. Keep that down and keep lifting up long through the front of the right thigh. Maybe this is your last round of breath. Inhale. At the end of your 5th breath, go ahead and plant the hands down, step back. One more 5 breath set of downward facing dog. Wrap your shoulders,
apart. Press your elbows down. And even shake out your head every so often just to make sure there's no unnecessary tension. One more deep breath in. Look forward. Your feet come up to the front of the mat and right away lift up. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Long in the back of the legs, open in the chest, lift in the belly. Long in the neck. 2 more breaths here. Exhale, fold down. Really commit to this fold. See how much more you can draw the tops of your ears down towards the floor. Your knees might be bent too. The floor might be a long ways away. This might be very difficult in order to fold. See if you can let it become a little bit more of a release than pressure. No sense of muscling yourself into a terrible place. See if you can make that place work a little bit more for you and your body. You ended 5 breaths here. Sit your hips back, come up, chair pose, 5 breaths. Chair pose, Utkatasana actually translates fierce pose, which kind of helps in these places where you're here for a while, thinking more fierce, more active, more in it. And your next inhale after 5 breaths, straighten the legs, 5 breaths here. Utthita Hastasana, Utthita Tadasana, extending upwards. One more round of breath. And then bring your hands down at your heart. And so, took a decent amount of time with all of that stuff, right? If you're still catching up with me, no worries. We're gonna take this now, 1 breath, 1 movement. And again, you might breathe at a different pace than I do. You're watching a video. Catch up when you need to catch up, right? So take a deep breath in, deep breath out, sit back into a chair, reach your arms up, inhale here, chair pose, exhale, forward fold, lift your hips. Inhale, halfway lift through the chest. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to the top of your plank, move forward and lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts back, breathe in. Exhale, step it forward. 1 breath to lift up into warrior 1. 1 breath to plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg moves back. Look forward, step it up. Inhaling strong and open to warrior 1. Exhaling strong, connecting down, moving back, downward facing dog. Stay here a couple breaths this time. Just opening up the back of the neck in case the arm movement is a little bit stiff. Exhale, look forward, step your feet up to the front of your mat. Right away, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down, sink your hips back, come up, chair pose. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands down into your heart. So let's do something a little different. Go ahead and sit back into your chair and then take the arms in front of you so that you can pull back and pull down. You might need to use your hands, or you might be able to come all the way down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. And pull your right leg into your chest and extend your left leg out long. Get nice and strong through your left leg and nice and strong through your right leg. You're just gonna push the legs away from each other and take your arms up over your head. Get a little bit of length through the body by pushing the fingertips out, lengthening through the belly button, pushing out through your feet. Take a deep breath in. And then you're gonna roll all the way over so that your right leg's on the ground. And it's okay if your left hip lifts up. Don't tell anybody I told you that. And then lift up your left toes, right leg's nice and straight. Open the arms and look over towards your left hand, kind of like halfway. Take a deep breath in. And then you're gonna take the right leg all the way up and over towards your left foot. Both legs nice and strong and straight, toes lift up, deep breath in, like revolved half moon. And then come onto your back, little more stretch at the back of the right leg. And then take that leg down and bring your left leg up. What about sticky spots if they're there? And then both legs become straight. You're going to hold onto the back of the leg and push the legs out. Keep them there, reach the arms up. And reach out through your arms. Try to keep the chest open and lifted, the belly button up. Feet strong, legs straight. Breathe in here. And then you're going to open the knee, leg all the way open to the side. And keep your right toes facing up. Your left toes are going to face up to your left hand. Look over towards your right arm. Deep breath in. And then you take your leg up and over to the other side. Again, like revolved half moon, which, may or may not be foreshadowing. Just checking it out from a different angle. Take a deep breath in here. Strong, straight legs. And then come onto your back again. And pull the leg in. A little stretch. And then bring both knees into your chest. Rock a little bit side to side to massage the low back. So after rocking side to side a little bit, start to rock head to tail, building up some momentum until you come to a point where, it might not go perfectly. You might have to use your hands, but see if you can come all the way up right into chair pose. And then inhale, straighten the legs up. Exhale, hands drop down into your heart. Let's take one more standing flow, shall we? Take a deep breath and reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, maybe hop back. You can take a vinyasa, that chaturanga up dog if you like. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. And stretch your right leg back. Look forward, step the right foot up to the front of the mat. Come up into Warrior Two. Get nice and low. And Warrior Two is really open, so lifting up through a nice strong straight left leg. And straightening both legs, turn the toes forward, move the body down. Prasarita, or wide-legged forward fold. Let your head drop, let your shoulders drop, let your tailbone lift up. Start to turn your left toes out a little bit. Walk towards the left leg. Keep your hips behind you. Skandasana or side lunge. You could be here, or maybe you move the hips down by the left heel and come up, palms at heart. This version. Breath in. And then walk yourself back towards the right leg. Coming into a lunge. Forward. You're going to stand up on the right leg, lifting up your left toes, maybe your left arm, half moon. I said it might have been foreshadowing, and I definitely was not lying. See if you can lift up out of the shape, and then moving into revolved half moon, taking now your left toes to the floor, your right arm up. Breath in. Go ahead and fold everything down in front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step your foot back, vinyasa or skip it. We'll move to the other side. Inhale, left leg moves back. Look forward, left foot to the front of the mat, right heel down, Warrior Two. Stay here a couple breaths. Rearranging the body into a good shape. Exhale, press the palms down, and then straighten the legs, turn the toes forward. If you want, you can get a shoulder stretch on this side. Grab hands behind your back and hang out. You can also, of course, just release your hands down onto the floor. That's totally fine. The point is just to get a hamstring stretch. And take your hands down, turn the right toes out a little bit. And your Skandasana is either here, notice my hips are behind my heels, or here, knees and toes in line, lifting the right toe. Those are my left toes up. Fingertips on the floor or palms together. Exhale, Moving over the front knee into a lunge. Now, if your arms are not like orangutan length like mine, it might be kind of hard to reach the floor. So give yourself a boost by holding on to something. I've got a Cards Against Humanity because I'm a horrible person with party games. And with that, you might notice the ability to go a little bit longer and stronger with the limbs. Maybe it's a little bit easier to balance. So I can do this pose without Cards Against Humanity, but it's definitely way better with it. I have to admit, I have to be mindful and honest with myself. So from this open half moon, we're going to move into the revolve variation. Hips are even, right toes face down. And then the left arm comes up. If you want to challenge yourself further, with the gaze, not easy to do. When you feel like you've gotten your good work, forward fold, relax the head down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Last opportunity for a vinyasa or skip it. The knee back and downward facing dog, and from there move down into child's pose. And just take one more round of breath here in child's pose. And then start to lift up. Have a seat and swing the legs in front of you. Right leg comes and crosses over the left. Get your feet nice and strong, and then lift up into a twist up and over your right thigh. Both hips on the floor, back nice and long. Left leg strong and straight. As you exhale, take a counter twist to the other side. Hook your right fingertips underneath your right foot, and it's like magic just to lift the spine up a little bit more. Deep breath in. And then come to face forward. Unwind your leg a little bit. Bring the foot on the inside of the left thigh and bring your body forward into a fold. Now, I'm a folder. It's just how my body works. It's easy for me to be here. It feels good. Most people are not me. Most people feel like this is a lot and it's very intense. And we get this idea, right, like, oh, I feel like if I could just get my nose to my shin, everything would be wonderful. But if it feels terrible to do this, why are you, right? Why don't you just focus on a time where you can open your chest and feel the back of your leg lengthen out, and maybe avoid things that are just good in theory and not so good in practice, or modify things in your practice. Take another deep breath in. And then turning over towards your bent leg, reaching your right arm up and over your ear, doing a little side stretch. Breathe in, and then exhale, drop the hand down, back to center, and take the other side, crossing now your left leg over and lifting up into a twist towards your left thigh, right toes up to the ceiling. Lift up the backs of your ears, deep breath in here. Exhale, twist a little bit further, and then switch into the counter twist. Hook your left fingertips just for that little extra boost. Both hips still on the floor, right toes still active. One more deep breath in. Exhale, face forward. Come to bring the foot on the inside of the leg. Notice I'm shifting my body a little bit so that I'm in a better place to bring a lifted long spine over a long right leg, giving you a good hamstring stretch. Slide your shoulder blades back. Now your knee can also be bent a little bit, especially if you feel any shooting pain. Don't try to stretch out shooting pain, just back off of that. Way better to leave it alone and let things heal without being strained. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then lift up so that you can take your right hand to your left knee. Left arm now goes up and over the ear. You get a twist and a side bend. And stretch here, breathe in. And then take the hand back. Go ahead and stretch the legs forward. And come down onto the back, moving into bridge pose. Feet in, shoulders in. Press the feet down and lift the hips up. You can take the bind underneath your back if you'd like. We'll be here for 5 breaths, so take the time to make sure that you're using the best activation of your muscles, distributing your weight well, keeping everything working for the best possible bridge pose you can have. I haven't been counting my breaths, so maybe one more breath in. At the end of your 5 breaths, slowly lower the hips down onto the mat. Bring your knees in your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, rock a little bit side to side. Open the arms up and take a twist. Take both of your knees over to the right, but take your bottom leg, your right leg up and underneath you and reach back for your foot. And then your left leg's gonna stretch out, and I can get to my ankle or my foot, but if you have your thigh, that's great. Just make contact somewhere. And also you might have to look up and around for that right foot and do a little bit of search and rescue operation. So once you find it, go ahead and try to bring both of your shoulders down and then split your legs apart. Should be a really good opening twist. We call this Tibetan weaponry. Seems appropriately named when you're trying to figure out how to get into this mess. Take a deep breath in. And then come over onto your back and take the other side. So the bottom leg, the left leg's gonna come back. You're gonna reach for that foot. Stretch your right leg out in front of you, maybe grabbing for your foot or your ankle or your thigh. And you're dropping the right shoulder down, lifting up through your twisted open chest, splitting the legs apart. So I can be relaxed here, or I can get a lot through it by moving my legs apart. Good. One more deep breath in. And then release the legs. And then bringing your knees back into your chest. Just for a moment. Extend the legs out after that moment. And start to move yourself into a nice sweet shavasana, just letting your arms and your legs stretch out and soften. Enjoying this time to be open and relaxed. Resting well at the end of a practice. Resting well at the end of your practice, because you absolutely deserve it. There's a really good saying that a negative mind will never bring you a positive life. So if you have your body and your brain all clear and fresh, just like when you've come to the end of a mindful practice, a mindful set of movements, it's really easy to tell when the negative things creep up, because they will. But when they do, you can refuse them just as you would food you're allergic to, or dessert when you're full. Just politely saying, no thanks. I don't need any of that right now. So stay here in this clear space, perhaps committing to that practice of just not letting the stuff in that you don't need in your life. Staying as clear and open as you are right now for as long as you can. Resting here as long as you like. When you do feel ready to move, taking yourself out of your shavasana slowly and softly, no sudden movements. I want to thank you for taking this time in this practice to be together, to move, to be mindful. The light in my heart bows down and honors the light within your own. Namaste.